Takashi Murakami is a Japanese artist that was born in 1962 in Tokyo, Japan. Murakami grew up in a household that praised high-value art, and Takashi is a perfect mix of Western and Eastern culture combined. Murakami became corrupt with the American life during a time where his father worked at an American place, which is where he found the combination of both cultures and took his skills to the next level at school. He graduated from Tokyo National University in Fine Arts and Music, and he studied in New York and began to build his platform with several other famous artists like Andy Warhol. Takashi likes painting and sculpting as his primary sources of materials. He has an extensive gallery that shows both his skills and creativity in different forms. Takashi uses the help of several hundred of students and people to create and finalize his work. Takashi begins his work by sketching a design he would like to use. He then scans it into a computer where he is able to refine his picture on the screen and choose the colors that fit his style. His students use silk screens as a guide to draw on the canvas where they begin to vigorously paint. By applying layer after layers, they are able to create a candy shell high gloss painting. His students mainly use acrylic paint to finalize his work and use up to 800 different colors for a single painting. Takashi is driven by his creativity and natural force to be different from other artists. Takashi practices his work with a clear head and far away from thoughts of risks. He takes his ideas from his Japanese culture by involving a moving motion from left to right while portraying harmony between different patterns and colors. He is also very driven by American culture, such as Star Wars, which has had a great impact in his early years as an artist. For example, he primarily took the moving motion of the letters seen in the beginning of the movies and applied it to his work that helped him create what is now known as flat art. Takashi is also very moved by Japanese disasters, like tsunamis and earthquakes that happened in the past. He feels that by adding elements of the disasters that happened in the past to his paintings is a great way to help the people from Japan to heal, and is used as some form of therapy for the ones that were affected by the devastation. Takashi is known for his brightly colored and emotional-driven pictures. Takashi has found a way to add different and odd colors to create a moving picture that never ends. He is also well known for his contemporary pop style of art that is parallel to the culture we have today. Most of Takashi's work includes some type of bold graphic or anime cartoon that is expressed with a combination of highs and lows. Takashi Murakami uses a type of style called flat art. His art is mainly an array of different colors that are brought together to individually stick out from one another. Even with all the different colors and patterns, Takashi is able to bring them all together to create one harmonious masterpiece that gives off a psychedelic effect. Takashi is a very controversial artist that is surrounded by many different opinions. Several critics found his work to be distasteful and demeaning. U.S. artist Jeff Koons criticized his work and called it pornographic. One of his most controversial statues that can be found in the Sun King's palace is of a guy holding his penis and ejaculating into the air dramatically. Another one of his controversial pieces is of an exposed woman that some people say represents a mistress he would cheat with. But not all Murakami's work has been hated. He has created the iconic Kanye cover album that is well loved by several million people and has grown into what is now known as his famous bear. Takashi is a very famous artist and has worked with other big stars like DJ Khaled and Amigos. Even though Takashi receives a lot of love from the Western area, he is still not well liked from Japan. Most people in Japan feel as though Takashi has abandoned his country by not bringing the art back to Tokyo. Takashi feels very strongly about Japan and wishes to represent his country in the best way possible. To make that happen, he puts the most of his efforts into each and every painting and art creation he makes. Takashi uses special photographers that use their skill to take the best pictures possible. The angles and viewpoints these photographers use are important to capture the whole story Takashi is trying to represent. Murakami connects with several graphic design artists to create templates for their artists. They assist him in processing and developing the cleanest animations possible. I found Takashi to be a very unique and interesting artist. What I found interesting in his work is the amount of detail added in each painting and sculpture. Takashi is able to overwhelm the audience with an array of different characters. Through his paintings, I found that he is able to translate a story, that the more you look at it, the more you uncover about that story. Takashi touches the ideas that have never been introduced to the art world, such as flat art that has only been seen in Japanese culture many years ago. He is able to take the odd-looking figure and transform it into a magnificent sight to see. In this, he creates a trippy-looking picture that is very enjoyable to watch. One of Takashi's first famous works of art is Domo. Similar to Mickey Mouse, different origins. Domo comes from one of Takashi's unique ideas to mix two famous figures, Sonic and a Japanese cartoon, formed together to create his own special character. This is now well known to be Domo. He is now developed and has been sought for in his works of art.